What's your name?
It's Kathy Brown.
And where were you born, Kathy?
I was born in Michigan.
What town?
Hastings.
Hastings, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And what were your parents' names?
Max Wickham and Edith Wickham.
Do you have any siblings?
6.
What are their names?
Carol, Andy, me, Cindy, Christina, and Kenny.
Good job. What can you tell me about your hometown?
My hometown? I didn't grow up in it. I left when I was a year old.
Oh, so you wouldn't remember it.
I grew up in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where at?
It's a place called Carbon Canyon, California. It was a very country, 300 people, and it was just real slowed down and real quiet. I liked it.
And so did you live there your whole childhood?
Till I was 12.
Till you were 12?
Yeah.
So,
and then my parents got divorced and we kind of moved around till we found a permanent place to live, which was Mountain Valley, California.
Mountain Valley. And did you live with your mom then?
Yes. In fact, all of us kids, except my brother. He didn't. He lived with my dad. I guess that was his choice. I never found out one way or the other, so.
What do you remember about your life 12 and under? What things did you like to do?
12 and under?
Yeah, when you were little, what did you like to do?
Well, as kids, we're kind of what we would call hooligans. We ran like little animals. I mean, we had a big, huge canyon to just explore, and my mom never had to worry about us because there were no creeps and there were no, well, we had to be careful on the roads because they curved so much. But that was the only worry she had, was that somebody might come around a corner and hit one of us kids. But we didn't have traffic, so it was never a worry. None of us kids, in the whole time we were there, ever got hurt. So,
Oh, that was going to be my question. Did you ever break your arm or anything?
my brother broke his toe, but he did that at school, and that was it.
So what school did you guys go to?
It was called Olinda Elementary, Olinda Elementary, and it was, you talk about a bumpkin kind of, it went from the 1st grade to the 8th grade, and only 2 teachers. So it was very country.
You said it was a small town.
Yeah, very. And it was just wonderful.
That's
It was a
awesome.
wonderful life up there.
Did you have a favorite teacher?
Well, I only had the one Mrs. Addy from 1st to 4th grade, and then we left.
Oh, is that how?
That's when my parents got divorced.
And then so from 5th to 8th there was a different
Yeah.
teacher. What about a favorite book?
A favorite book?
Yeah.
Dune.
Dune?
Uh-huh. I loved the politics in Dune. It was really a good book.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like Dune and what other? Oh, and all the Harry Potter ones. Oh, I love the Harry Potter books.
That's
And
awesome.
even at my age, it doesn't matter. It was the kind that drew you in so completely, you couldn't wait for the next book.
A good story is a good story. It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
old you are.
That's true. It's true.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Actually, it was really weird. I loved drama, and even as a little kid, I loved being in plays and stuff like that. I did that all the way till I was out of school.
Oh, I love that. What play do you remember being in? What was your favorite character you ever played?
My favorite play, and we played it every year while I was at the elementary school, was a Christmas theme, and it was of the birth of Christ. And I always got to come out as a doll, and I had to march, and I had to be stiff, and it was just fun trying to accomplish that feel and that look, and that's what I did, and I loved it.
I love that.
I was a ham anyway.
I don't think I asked, where in the 6 kids were you?
Oh, I was the middle.
You were right in the
Yeah,
middle.
I was like, there were 3 of us. I was the last one in the 3, and then there were 3 of us, and there was a 5-year span between the 3.
Oh.
So Yeah, and it was kind of weird that my mom kept going even after me. You know, she didn't want to. Well, it's not that she didn't want me. It's just she didn't expect to be carrying another child 3 months after she carried the last one.
It is
so
hard.
my brother and I were really close. We looked like twins. We were always hanging out together, and that's where I got my hooligan attitude. You know, being a little smart aleck.
So you said you got married when you were 17?
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet your husband?
I met him at taking care of my step siblings for the summer, and we had what do they call it? A membership to a club, and we went swimming every single day, and he was a lifeguard.
Oh.
So, and a college man. So probably not even a year later, we were engaged, and a year later we got married. So.
Where did he finish college?
I was really. No, he stupidly went into the Navy.
Oh.
I know why. Because they weren't drafting any more Navy men at the time. Otherwise we would have ended up in Vietnam.
Okay.
And he was an editor for a newspaper in the Navy. So he did real well.
That's very cool.
So yeah, and then we ended up divorced.
So how long were you guys married?
5 years.
Where did you get married at?
Mountain Valley.
Yeah, at a church, or is there
In a church.
a park? I just didn't know.
In a church.
And so you were married for 5 years, and just with him going in the Navy, was that probably him being
was a fact. Yeah,
being apart?
Yeah, that was hard because we were going to be moving again after only 2 years. We're going to be moving again, and he didn't want a family. You know, he decided, no, I don't really want a family. So we went ahead and got divorced.
So you guys didn't have any kids together?
Oh yeah, we had a son. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I have a son.
But yeah, he didn't want to be married.
Yeah. So it turned out fine. We stayed friends throughout the years. I absolutely adored his last wife.
Oh, good.
And they were married for 40 years, and I just adored her. She was always, Kathy, you know, she'd put her arms out and give me a big old hug she hadn't seen me for years, and yeah, it was nice. I've had a really, really, really good life.
That's good.
I really have. Even through the tragedies, it's been a good life. So I hope she's doing well because he died of COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, it was sad. He died at 75. Same age I am right now.
You said he was older.
Yeah, he'd be 79 now. Wow. God, time flies.
It really does. So how old is your son?
My son is, okay, come on, Kathy. I had him when I was 19. So, how old am I? 75, so he's 54.
54. And what's his name?
Andy.
And where'd you have him? Were you in California when
I
you
had him in California.
Okay, I wasn't sure with moving around.
Up near San Francisco, it was called the Oakland Naval Hospital.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. It's gone now.
Is it?
Yeah, it blows me away that they would destroy a whole hospital.
Right, you would think they'd need it.
Or they made one. Well, I don't know because somebody said that the Navy, Alameda, was where I had my son, that they actually closed the base. So I guess they didn't need the hospital anymore because it was strictly a Navy hospital. And they moved out of Alameda, and so Oakland said, get rid of the hospital. They're not going to be here, so we don't need the building.
Right.
So I guess. But my son wanted to see it. He goes, Mom, I wanted to see where I was born, and it wasn't even there.
That is a bummer. So where did you raise him? After you got a divorce, where did you live?
In Orange County.
Orange County?
Yeah.
And so is that where you lived?
Yeah, we basically stayed in Southern California his whole growing up years. In fact, I don't think I moved out of there until I was, 1971, I left California, and I loved Idaho, and I've been in Idaho ever
I was gonna say, how'd you end up here?
I love it here.
Just
God,
traveled, or?
I have tried so hard to go back to California, and I can't. I tried 3 times to get, and I got a job, good paying job, the whole works, got my own apartment, got my own vehicle, and I still didn't like it. Idaho's Idaho.
Yeah.
You can't beat it, you know? I even loved Lewiston regardless of how smelly the factory or the mill was. I didn't care. It was just, I loved Idaho.
So have you always been here in Lewiston?
No, I lived in McCall for a long time,
I
and then
like
I came
McCall.
down here because I didn't like the winters in McCall. So I came down here, and I've been here for 32 years now.
Oh gosh, you've been
Yeah.
here a long time.
Yeah, I love it here. I mean, I can't even imagine living anywhere else.
Big difference. McCall gets so much snow and Lewiston doesn't really.
I know.
So
We might get a little bit, but it's never, oh,
no, banana belt.
yeah.
It's
Is that what they call it?
It's definitely
Oh,
warmer.
okay, I've only been here the 2 times it did snow quite a bit, that it was hard just to get up 21st, and that was difficult, you know, but that's twice in 32 years.
I live in Hayden. I went to college down here, but I work down here usually one day a week. And it's so nice, like in the winter, because you can feel the temperature, and you get down here, it's
I
like
know.
spring. Every time you come to Lewiston, it's
I
like
know.
spring.
It does, it feels like, well, like right now you go outside, and as long as the wind doesn't blow, it's so perfect. Even though it's cold, you don't mind, but man, that wind gets going. Now, going in, bye. Go watch TV, bye.
So what did you do for a living? What kind of work did you do?
I did a really pretty good sized variety, but my favorite was I worked for a company called, oh goodness, that's terrible that I don't remember anymore. But it was a real estate company, and I did all of their, they would do research and bring it back, and there was one section in the book that they sold, and it was all the stuff that I did, and it was like, how many toilets do these people want? How many do these people, and it would, like a survey, yeah, like a survey, to find out what kind of homes to build.
Oh,
So
okay.
that we built for the people, not for our satisfaction, but for what they liked and what they wanted. So we had we sold a lot of houses. We built a lot of houses too.
And was that here in Lewiston or back in
Yeah, that was
California?
in California, and I was with them for 6 years, and they decided to close that whole thing down, and it was really sad because a lot of people lost their jobs because of it. So, yeah, that was sad.
That is a bummer.
So, I was one of them.
Was that when you moved up here?
That's when I went back to, came up to McCall.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I finally said goodbye to California for good.
How'd you find McCall? Like, what was
I
the...
loved McCall. I did. I loved it. Oh, in the summertime.
It's
it was
beautiful.
So beautiful. But I didn't like the winters.
Oh, they get a lot of snow.
Oh, I
Good.
did. I liked being single. I really did. I could be a hooligan again.
Do whatever you want. So did you never get married again?
No, never did. It wasn't even worth my time even dating half the time, you know. It was like, meh. So, but no, I stayed single from that point on.
Good for you. And so what did you do? You moved to McCall. You got divorced. What'd you do? What adventures did you have?
Well, in McCall, I didn't really have any except for trying to ski without any lessons, and I got hurt really bad. But we went mountain climbing. My sister and I went mountain climbing a lot. We
That's
loved
cool.
going up into the mountains. Until I belched and she thought it was a bear. She freaked out and ran.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
she thought it was a bear, and I'm going, no, it was me. So, but no, I love just I would go hang out at the lake and read. it was just so peaceful up there. And then, I don't know what his name was, but he kind of ruined it for everybody in McCall. And brought his rich friends and and made it so that people couldn't afford to live there. They had to move into another small town close by, but they couldn't afford to live in McCall anymore. Even my own mother, who owned a house, couldn't afford to live there anymore.
They say it's like Lake Tahoe, that it's very expensive and...
Yes, ridiculously. They booed him right out of town.
Oh.
Yeah, and he left. And a lot of his rich friends decided that that's not where they wanted to be either. So eventually a lot of them moved out and moved away. But it stayed with that very snobbish attitude. And a lot of the shopkeepers that took over these shops became very successful, because even though the rich moved out, they still came up to go skiing, they still came up to go water skiing, they still came to go fishing, whatever. But yeah, it was never the same. Never. And it was sad. I mean, my brother owned 11 acres of beautiful property, and he doesn't even live up there anymore. He has a place, so when he comes up in the summertime from Arizona, he lives in McCall, and when he's not in McCall, he's in Arizona. Don't they call that a snowbird?
Yep, that's exactly what they call it.
That's right.
Fly away from the snow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, now I know what it means. Thank you. I
You're
never
welcome.
did.
So, are all of your siblings still alive?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. My oldest sister, Carol, is not doing really well health-wise. I'm doing better than she is. But she's just biding time. And she collects things, so she keeps busy. She doesn't just sit and lay and feel sorry for herself, which none of us kids do.
Good.
Like I said, we were hooligans. Even against illnesses and sicknesses, we still fought back.
That's good though.
Yeah, it is.
Makes
Like
you
when I
tough.
came here, I couldn't lift either of my feet. Now I can lift both of my feet. It's amazing what they do here.
Are you gonna stay here long term?
No.
No, you're gonna
I
go
don't-
back home?
Yeah, I'm a short term. I'm going home.
Good.
Yeah, I just have to get my legs back. Right now they're real super swollen, but that's the problem I'm having, is the swelling. And they're trying to figure out how to get rid of it. And once they do, I'm out of here.
Good. Do you have grandkids?
Do I? Yeah, I do. Twins.
Oh, fun.
Andy and Anna.
Is your son here? Or is he
No,
still in California?
Several years back, he was offered a really good job after doing roofing for years and years and years, and he was offered a job as a worker for, oh come on Kathy, what's the name of the company? Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And what he does is he goes into their brand new buildings, and him and a crew put up all the conveyors. So he's been doing that for 10 years, I think now, and he goes from state to state to state. So he's never in the same state more than a year, and then he goes to another state. And right now he's in Minnesota, I think. So, and he likes it. He
Good
loves
for
it.
him.
But he missed out on a lot of his kids growing up, and that was kind of sad. That was the only thing he regretted. But both of his children, my grandkids, are graduated from college, so it was because of the money he was making that they were able to go to college.
Good for them.
So, yeah, and they're doing well too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give anybody watching this or your family about how to have a good life? You keep saying you had a good life.
I did.
How do you have a good life, Kathy?
You have a good life by not feeling sorry for yourself. You smile and you treat people kindly, and you don't not ever feel down about the way your life is going, because there's always a good reason for it to be going the way it's going. And that's the way mine's been. It's always gone, and it's always worked out, and it's always turned out good, and I have no complaints. None. You know, just having a cheerful attitude and greeting people and, you know, smiling at them. Even if it's not making your day, it may have made their day.
That's a good answer. And then, is there anything that you wish you had done that you didn't?
I didn't realize how much I enjoyed learning until it was too late, until I considered it to be too late. But that's what I would do differently. I would learn to enjoy learning. And I wish I had. That's the only thing. I love to learn new stuff all the time. I get on the computer and I love to search and research and, you know, just find out, I didn't know that. And I love math, and I never liked it in school. Never. And now I love math. So that's the only thing I would have changed. The only thing was my education.